The Ascent is a top-down twin-stick shooting RPG set in a futuristic cyberpunk-style city, world called Veles really. It is console exclusive to the Xbox family of systems, and you can also pick it up on PC. You create and customise your own character and head out into the neon-lit Slaughterfest to undertake main and side quests, hunt bounties among other things, and collect loot from fallen enemies and loot from chests. After the fall of the Ascent group, the dystopian world of Veles falls into chaos. You start as a worker and then end up involved in a lot of fighting amidst the chaotic power struggle, whilst also trying to figure out what the hell happened to the Ascent. I'll be honest, the story didn't really grab me. It kind of just drops you in the middle of stuff, and you're a bit confused to start off with. I mean, you'll probably end up picking up as the game goes along. But yeah, this is a game that's more gameplay first, story later. There are some good characters from time to time though that I did really enjoy working with, and there was some good voice acting. But the story is not too amazing. The Ascent was developed by a small 11-man team at Neon Giant, and it is their first game, so for a first game it is a good one. It has got some flaws, but it is a good game. The combat is fast and frantic, with enemies rushing you with katanas and large hammers, and whilst you're also being shot at from every direction, you can crouch behind cover and use the left trigger to aim over the cover, or even when you're not in cover, you use the left trigger to aim up high. Some enemies are short, some enemies are taller, so it just depends on where you want to shoot them. You can also roll and to dodge like explosions, missiles, and just getting thwapped in the face. And you can unlock different augments, which are special abilities that can deal a lot of damage. There is a flaw with the combat, however, as you will get mobbed and you will die very quickly because the enemies will come at you from every angle, absolutely every angle. So sometimes, like, not in a way like Gungeon, where it's easier to avoid the bullets, they'll just slaughter you. So I ended up dying a lot, even on normal difficulty, because just the overabundance of enemies coming at me, I had nowhere to hide and nowhere to run. So you just kind of got to scream and shoot and just hope for the best. There are chests spread out throughout the world that contain different loot, from crafting materials to new weapons and armour. Some of the weapons and armour do look really, really cool. There's the standard pistols, SMGs, assault rifles and shotguns among the 29 different weapons to use, all of which can be upgraded, which is really cool. The armour also does look pretty badass with the different headpieces, chest pieces and trousers that you can wear. The game also does look really good itself, with a lot of detail in the rather large world and the different neon lights, making the game pop in terms of lighting and colour, and all the character designs do look really, really good. And the missions themselves and the combat are pretty fun. Even the side quests, and just a bounty will pop up. It's just an enemy that has his name above his head, making him important, although not really any more difficult to kill. You know, you can... the aiming can sometimes be a bit annoying. Even though it's a twin-stick shooter, I did find the aiming a bit fiddly. Again, comparing it to Enter the Gungeon with its twin-stick shooting, it's not as good as Enter the Gungeon's. I mean, it's good, but it's not... It could be fine-tuned and a little bit better. There are plenty of enemy types to slay. There are also barrels and other destructible environmental stuff to blow them up with, which is pretty cool, and the enemies do explode and it's quite gory, which, you know, it is a plus. The boss battles are cool looking, but are nothing more really than bullet sponges, and the level of customization on offer in the Ascent, I do have to say, is awesome. I just wanted to make sure that you guys know that. I'm acknowledging that because a lot of people do seem to like the customization in this game. and I applaud it. I think also it's really, really cool. However, unfortunately, the game is riddled with bugs. I've had to restart the game numerous times during my nearly 15-hour playthrough, as bosses would just not appear after their intro cutscene. After loading my save once, just from booting up the Xbox Series S and then playing it, my character was just on his own in darkness. So the game had loaded my character, but not loaded the world in around him. There's also intense frame rate drops that happen a little too often for my liking, and there's an awful lot of slowly running from place to place. That's not a bug or anything, that's just standard travel. There's no sprint option available, and although there is a fast travel option involving a train, which is pretty cool, you can only fast travel to previously visited places, meaning that you just have to take a leisurely jog to new areas, which did bug me. I just found myself, when there was no enemies to fight and you're just slowly running around, it did get a bit boring. But overall, for a first game developed by a small studio, the Ascent is a good game, with plenty of content to offer and a lot of shooting fools in the face. For me personally, it just didn't click, and I personally don't like it as much as a lot of other people do. I've seen this game's gotten really glowing reviews. However, I have to be honest. For me personally, I'm not a professional video game journalist. I am just a gamer with a YouTube channel. I've said that many times before. This is just my opinion. You guys may think differently, but I'm personally going to give The Ascent a 7 out of 10, and that's a generous 7. I wanted to give it a 6, but as it's a small studio, I've given them a 7 because the game isn't terrible, the game isn't great. It's a good game, and currently at the minute I think indefinitely, as it's console exclusive to Xbox, it's going to remain on the Game Pass, so I played it for free, so I can't complain at that. But anyway, guys, that's just what I thought about the game. Please let me know what you think down in the comments, and thank you very much for watching this review. I shall see you next time.